The rain always makes Black Pine Road feel different at night. The trees lean in, their branches like skeletal fingers scratching at the sky. I was just a teenager, driving my beat-up sedan, trying to get home before my parents started to worry. The old radio, which hadn't worked in years, suddenly crackled to life. It wasn't music, just a soft, distorted whisper, like 1,000 voices trying to speak at once. I fiddled with the dial, but it was no use. Then, the GPS on my phone, which I'd set for home, lit up. A robotic voice declared, "You have arrived at your destination." But I was in the middle of nowhere. Just endless trees and thickening fog. As if on cue, my engine sputtered and died. Complete silence, except for the rain and the whispers from the radio. I tried the ignition again and again. Nothing. That's when I saw it. Through the swirling mist, maybe 100 yards ahead, a single point of light glowed. It looked like a bus stop, which was strange. I'd driven this road 1,000 times and never seen one. Inside the glass shelter, a tall, dark figure stood perfectly still. Curiosity, or maybe just a desperate need to not be stranded, got the better of me. I grabbed my jacket, stepped out into the damp night, and started walking. The air was cold, heavy with the smell of wet earth and something else, something old and decaying. The closer I got, the more unsettling the scene became. The light overhead flickered erratically, casting long, dancing shadows. There was a single wooden bench and a rusty sign that read, "Last Stop." A shiver that had nothing to do with the cold ran down my spine. I pulled out my phone. No signal. Of course. I glanced back toward the road where I'd left my car, but it was gone. The road was empty, swallowed by the fog. It was just me, the flickering light, and the silent figure in the bus shelter. My heart started pounding in my chest. Then, a shadow darted in my peripheral vision, and a child's voice, seeming to come from everywhere and nowhere at once, whispered, "You shouldn't have stopped." Suddenly, the light above me went out, plunging me into absolute, terrifying darkness. It was only for 3 seconds, but it felt like an eternity. When the light flickered back on, the tall, dark figure was no longer in the shelter. It was standing right behind me, so close I could feel a strange, cold energy radiating from it. I couldn't scream. I couldn't move. I slowly turned my head, my neck muscles screaming in protest. The creature was impossibly tall, its form shrouded in what looked like tattered black cloth. It raised its head, and I saw it had no face, no eyes, no nose, just smooth, pale skin and a wide, unnatural smile carved into its features, a smile that stretched from ear to ear, filled with too many teeth. Its arms, which had been hanging at its sides, began to lengthen, stretching like dark taffy, reaching for me. The only sound in the world was the frantic drumming of my own heartbeat. The world began to glitch, like a bad video feed, colors smearing, and the image tearing apart. I woke with a jolt. I was on a bus. The gentle rocking motion was almost comforting, but the windows showed only swirling gray fog. I looked around. The bus was full of passengers, all sitting perfectly straight, all dressed in drab, colorless clothing. And every single one of them was faceless, just like the creature. Their heads were smooth, blank ovals. My blood ran cold. I looked toward the front of the bus, at the digital sign that should have displayed the next destination. In glowing red letters, it read, "Next stop, you." One by one, in a slow, synchronized movement, the faceless passengers began to turn their heads, their blank faces fixing on me. Back on Black Pine Road, the rain continues to fall. The fog is thicker than ever, blanketing the lonely bus stop. The old sign, "Last Stop," has been replaced. A new, freshly painted one hangs in its place. It glows faintly in the gloom. Its message simple and inviting. Now boarding. And in the distance, through the mist, a new pair of headlights appears, cutting through the darkness, getting closer.